Yo, it's SGS once again. Today we're going to go over 3 nice guy habits that you must avoid. Most men do this subconsciously, and I need men to be more aware of how you're going to be perceived by your peers and by women going forward in this day and age. So here are the 3 nice guy habits that men subconsciously do that you need to stop immediately. Number 1, you don't know how to tell people no. The thing about always saying yes is people pick up on that, and then you become useful. You become an instrument in their agenda, how they want things to go, how they want things to run, and you lose sight of how you want things to go. As a man, you should always be your own mental point of origin, and we'll talk about what that is and what that means in another video. But essentially, you need to always operate from a point of, how does this benefit me? How does this affect me, negatively or positively? How does this benefit the process of my life? And you practice that by very small human interactions, such as people asking you for favors or asking you to do this, that, or the third. I'll give you guys an example. I used to work with this lady, and her favorite phrase was always, "Hey, do you mind doing me a favor? Hey, would you do me a favor? Hey, do you want to do me a favor?" What's happening there is she's telling you to do something, but she's formulating it as a question. Because anytime somebody asks you, "Hey, do you mind doing me a favor?" they've already made up in their mind that you're going to say yes. Most people don't ask for favors while keeping in mind that there's an option of no. Right? They're expecting you to say yes. They're expecting you to do what they want you to do. Nice guys don't understand that. Nice guys say yes just because. Well, I mean, I guess there's no problem with me getting up to go get that thing she asked me to go grab for her, or whatever it is, right? Practice saying no. No, actually, no, I'm good. I don't feel like doing that right now. The one time this particular lady, she asked me, "Hey, do you feel like doing me a favor right now?" And my response was, not particularly. And she kind of laughed it off. And even, the group of women that she'd always hang around, they were like, "Ooh," kind of like that. They made a joke about it, but you have to understand that when you're dealing with people, especially women, they will do what people call or SHIT test. They're always going to test to see what's your grit as a man. How easy is it to get him to do the things that I want to do? Betatization by 1,000 concessions. If you're a man that has a hard time telling people no, you are going to be betatized, especially in relationships, especially in the workplace, especially in life. People are going to run over you because you don't set boundaries. And it seems silly, but little small instances like that make a big difference. Start telling people no. You don't need a reason to tell somebody no, just say it. Number 2, you are far too helpful. If you have a hard time telling people no, 9 times out of 10, you're this second point. You're too useful. People know that they can come to you with their problems, and you're there for them all the time. You're always available. You don't have a life of your own. You're not your own mental point of origin, and you're just kind of this open vessel just waiting to be used by people. Stop being useful, especially when it comes to relationships. Women prey on men who don't know how to say no. Women prey on men who are useful idiots. What do I mean by that? Anytime you're talking to a girl and she starts talking about any sort of like financial hardships, or she's talking about a bill that she's struggling with paying, or a problem that she's having with, I don't know, a car or whatever, she's trying to see if you're a useful idiot. She's trying to see if you're a guy who's in a useful frame. The problem with this is being able to solve things, solve problems, fix situations. That is a masculine characteristic. However, that is a quality of you that should only be offered to women who are adding value to your life. Random women do not deserve your help. Anytime she has a sob story about how she's struggling and all this other stuff, write it off, laugh it off, ignore it, totally ignore it. You know what I mean? Because she's trying to manipulate you. She's trying to see what she can get out of you. She's trying to see, is this guy one of the useful idiots that I know are out here? I don't want you to be that guy. Okay. Every woman does not deserve your help. Most women do not deserve your help. If she's not your wife, if she is not a woman that you're actively vetting to be your wife, such as a girlfriend or something, she does not deserve your help. Do not help her. You will get nothing out of that situation, because the problem is, what these women tend to do is, when they're preying on these weak men, they understand that you think it's a kind of a tit for tat, give and take type situation. I help her with this, she gives me something back. 9 times out of 10, it's some play. Okay, you're never going to get that. Women are not attracted to men who are overly helpful. You know what I mean? I remember one time I was out with one of my buddies, and we're playing golf, and some chick calls him about a car problem she's having, and she stops what she's doing to go basically ruin bro time, hang out the entire time, wait for us to get finished, and then they go off together and he goes off to go help her with her car. Useful idiot. Okay? And we joke about it now. It's funny now, but that's an example of a woman who understands I could call this guy. He's probably going to help me out. If that were me, I would say, no, call AAA. Click, goodbye. AutoZone's down the street. Catch an Uber. All right? There's no problem with telling people no. But the problem is you think that it's just being a good person or being I don't know, a good Samaritan, whatever. Women don't respect that. Okay, again, if it's not your wife, a woman who's proven her value in your life, there's no reason why you should be helping her. Women do not respect men who rush over to go change a light bulb. You're a loser. Stop doing that. If you know for a fact she's had you on the bench for a while, okay, being useful and helpful is not going to make her automatically her panties start getting wet. It's never going to happen, dude. And the last point, you don't set boundaries. You notice how all of these things kind of tie into each other? If a man always says yes, 9 times out of 10, he's useful. If a man is useful, 9 times out of 10, he does not set boundaries. There is no point to where he says enough. Stop. Not doing that. You can't come here. You can't ask me for this. You can't do that. You can't do this. Okay? You have to set boundaries. All right? People need to understand how to interact with you. The way they're used to interacting with other people is not necessarily how they should be interacting with you. There needs to be a specific code, a specific rule book to interacting with specifically you. They need to understand, yeah, you can't try him like that, okay? 9 times out of 10, if you're going into the workplace as a new person, people are going to be testing you, especially if you're threatening the status quo. If you're the new person, people are going to test to see what they can get away with. People are going to test to see, can they throw or dish extra work on you to help themselves get through the day a little bit quicker, all right? That goes for work, that goes on your peers, and especially in relationships. Women are going to test how much they can get away with. They're going to test what type of man you are. They're going to test that at the very beginning of that relationship. And that is one area most men fail on. You do not establish what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. And the reason why men do this is because you're trying to please her. You don't tell her that you don't like her having all those male friends. You don't tell her that you don't like her going to the club all the time. You don't tell her that you don't like her still communicating with her ex and men that she's hooked up with in the past. You don't tell her those things, and she's going to get away with it if you allow it, because you never said no. You know what I mean? You're too useful. You're trying to appease her and you're trying to enter into her frame. You're trying to do things the way she wants you to do them. That leads you to not setting boundaries. That leads you to getting cheated on. That leads you to getting disrespected constantly at work, being the butt of the joke all the time because you don't set boundaries. You don't let people know, yo, it's not okay to joke like that. No, I don't feel like doing this for you. No, I'm not the guy that you can just go send off to do random errands. It's not about being this rah, rah, rah. It's never about that. It's never about being just violent brute of a person, but it is about how you posture yourself. The boundaries that you set, the way you carry yourself, the things people say about you when you're not around. They might not like you, but they understand, yeah, he's not going for that. It's not always pretty, but it is something that you must understand if you're going to be interacting with people. Comment below any suggestions, topics, things you guys want to hear. Again, check me out on TikTok, road to 90,000. We're trying to get there. Been trying to fight these bans and these shadow bans, and the app's been updating. It's been a crazy, man. It's been a long road. So please engage, share, like, comment, drop some suggestions, and I'll see you guys on the next one.